Hi guys, welcome back to Perfume Vegas. I'm Holly Golightly. Today I am going to do a tag video for you that I've created, and I hope that you'll enjoy and maybe play along. Let's get started. All right, you guys, so I wanted to do something different. I wanted to do something fun. I was really overwhelmed with all of the fragrances, that I had hauled. And I just wanted to kind of go back into my collection and look around and have a good look at it. So I decided to create a tag video while you're helping me to do that. And it is called Perfumes Against Humanity. If you ever played that game, Cards Against Humanity, it's not really like that. So don't worry, it's not going to be obscene or anything. But what it is questions that were randomly generated by a random generator and then put to perfume answers. So I'm going to go ahead and get started, and I hope that you find that this is a fun tag, an interesting tag, and that you will give it a go if you are so inclined. The first question of the Perfumes Against Humanity tag is, what is the most boring perfume you own? Again, these are randomly generated questions, so don't shoot the messenger. The most boring perfume I own is Bulgari Omnia Crystalline Eau de Parfum. This fragrance I've had for a while. I've actually put a fairly decent sized dent in there, but it's just not exciting. This is just a great spring and summer floral. It's pretty, it's fresh, it's inoffensive, but it's definitely not exciting. There's definitely nothing in here that's gonna like wow a person. It's just, it is what it is. So the notes of Bulgari Omnia Crystalline EDP are lotus, mandarin. I'm so blind. So the notes of Omnia Crystalline EDP are lotus, mandarin, heliotrope, iris root. It is concentrated orris and vanilla. So it's just powdery, creamy, floral. I don't smell any citrus in here, so yeah, I don't know. It's super nice, it's pretty and easy to wear. Very boring. The next question is, what perfume do you wish you could quit? And by quitting, I mean stop wearing, but you can't. You just seem to not be able to put it down. And for me, that was actually a fragrance that I hauled recently that I've just been addicted to. And it's Givenchy from L'Atelier de Givenchy, Immortelle Tribal. There you go. It's so sweet. It's not sickly sweet or sugary sweet, but it has, like I said, it has the scent of honeyed walnuts. It's Immortelle, and so Immortelle Tribal is a solar, spicy, and rich fragrance with Immortelle flower, fig leaf, and sandalwood. So literally, it's just a sort of creamy, bright fragrance. But to me, it smells like honeyed walnuts. Yeah, absolutely. I think it's so gorgeous and so delicious. But the staying power is absolutely dismal. So I wear this to bed. I've been wearing this to bed almost every night, and I wish I could slow down on that because this fragrance will not be cheap to replace, but I can't. So that is the fragrance I can't quit. The third question that I have that I've randomly generated, number 3, what perfume are you sick of seeing on social media? And I think that, there's probably something that we all are sick of seeing on social media. And maybe we don't want to say anything because we don't want to offend anybody, but that's fair. You know, if you're not comfortable putting that out there, that's fair. For me though, it's a fragrance I own, and so I don't feel bad at all. I am freaking sick and tired of seeing Jean Paul Gaultier La Belle. I swear, this is the most overhyped fragrance, and it doesn't deserve it, I don't think. I don't think it deserves it at all. It's basic. It's very simplistic. It's not very deep or exciting. I love the vetiver note in this though, so I don't hate the fragrance. I'm just tired of hearing about it. I'm tired of hearing about what a great scent it is, because yeah, it's a good scent, but it's not life-changing, you guys. It's not curing COVID. So anyway, I hope nobody's offended. Question number 4 is, how did you discover your favorite perfume? My favorite perfume is Angel, and I've used that perfume as an answer in a different question in this list. So the second favorite, or my most expensive favorite, is Growlon Angelique Noir. Boy, look at that juice. I've had it a long time. I haven't replaced this bottle because literally every time I think about replacing it, I think about, you know, the one that I have, and what am I going to do with it then? I have that problem with a lot of fragrances, but that's not the question. The question is, how did I discover it? And I have talked about this in a different video, but I don't remember when. It was a long time ago. So Angelique Noir, Angelique Noir. Anyway, so I've had this bottle since 2016, I think, and I had been in the Growlon boutique and hadn't gone in to look at any fragrances. I didn't know a lot about Growlon fragrances at the time. This is actually the first Growlon fragrance that I ever purchased. God, that's crazy. I just realized that. Yeah, but I loved fragrance already. I just wasn't a fan of what I had smelled at Growlon at like Sephora or Nordstrom's. It's neither here nor there. Okay, so I was in looking at makeup, and I also started smelling perfumes after the sales associate gave me a card with, I think it was Mon Exclusive on it, and I was like, okay, that's okay. I liked it, but I didn't love it, but I was interested in the fragrances. So I went over and I started sniffing, and she put some of Mon Growlon in a sample for me, and then she also sprayed it onto my arm. So I left with my kids, and we went to dinner, and at dinner, about 2 hours later, the waitress was like, excuse me, you smell great. What is that? And I was like, I don't know. It's this expensive perfume that they put on me at the Growlon store. And so when I got home, I looked at the tester, and I was like, or I looked at the sample, I was like, oh, Angelique Noir. I literally went back the next day and got it. Honestly, I don't think I even would be aware of like niche or luxury perfumery if it wasn't for this scent. So let me give you the notes for Angelique Noir. So the line of this particular style fragrance is the L'Art et Materia, and it's, I'm sorry I butchered that, but they're designed to look like books on a shelf lined up. I just think the whole concept is so beautiful. But Angelique Noir is my favorite from the line, and it's also one of my favorite fragrances of all time. The fragrance notes of Angelique Noir are bergamot, bitter almond, vanilla, and angelica, which is a spicy kind of herbal type of fragrance note. So this particular scent, to me, it smells very creamy. It smells very fresh and like, it smells very fresh and herbal, but it's also quite warm. It doesn't smell like a very dry or masculine herbaceous type of scent. The Angelica is one of my favorite notes in perfumery. I love the scent that it gives. And here, mixed with the vanilla, the Growlon vanilla is just really rich and beautiful. And not, I don't find it to be sweet, really. It's a little vanilla sweet, but to me, it's mostly slightly herbal, and just kind of smells like a tea room, or when you walk into a place that has a lot of dried herbs and teas and flowers and that sort of thing. So it's just beautiful. I think it's really beautiful, and I'm so happy that I discovered it on accident. Now, finally, moving on. The next question is, what perfume smells different to you than the way you hear other people describe it? So, for example, if you hear people describe something as very sweet, but you find that it's not very sweet, that kind of idea. And for me, that fragrance is Angel Muse. People always talk about how sweet and creamy and like it smells like Nutella and it's, you know, very gourmand and all this and that. I don't get that at all. I know what hazelnut is supposed to smell like. I have smelled other hazelnut scents, hazelnut flavored things. I've eaten actual hazelnuts. This doesn't smell like hazelnut to me at all. What this smells like is Angel, regular Angel, but if somebody put butter in, so it smells creamier.
Hello from Holly Editing. I'm sorry I keep using the word creamy. I don't know. I must have just been feeling some type of way. Sorry. I'll let you go.
I don't smell Angel at all. This smells like, or I'm sorry, I don't smell Angel. I definitely smell Angel. I don't smell hazelnut. This smells like Angel. Just smells like a creamier version of Angel. I'll never understand, where is this hazelnut note? This is a bottle that I've had for some time now. I got this when it was very first released at Sephora. I purchased it from Sephora when they literally were stocking the shelves with it. And so I actually don't use it that much because I just use Angel. I don't understand. But I mean, I'm happy, of course, to have all of these different versions, but that's what I like about this particular flanker is that it does smell exactly like Angel. So that's Angel Muse. It doesn't smell anything to me like how people describe it smelling like hazelnut. So I know hazelnut is a note. I'll read you the notes just to keep up the theme. So this is, make sure I'm on the, mine is the Eau de Parfum. So mine is the Eau de Parfum. Make sure I'm actually at the right page. So it's got a sweet accord. It's got the notes of Angel, but also with a accord of hazelnut cream. And then vetiver, which is the dryness. So I would say I smell the vetiver more than the hazelnut. Yeah. Anyway, that's that one. Yeah, but weird, huh? So this is why I was wanting to do this kind of like video, this kind of tag where I was really having to dig into my collection and make myself remember things. So the next question, number 6. What scent note if any, will immediately disqualify a perfume for you. There is one. It's kind of embarrassing. It really affects me. I will throw up. I will literally throw up. I will get sick to my stomach. My gag reflex will kick in if a fragrance has a noticeable note. I will give it that. A noticeable note of toasted coconut. Coconut milk, fresh coconut, coconut skin, coconut husks. All of those are fine. But the flesh of the coconut toasted makes me ill. So it doesn't happen very often. Luckily, is usually only found in like body mists and that sort of thing. But there are some that I have run across, some perfumes that I have run across that have a toasted coconut note. And I can't stand it. I really can't. So yeah, that's a no-go for me. No-go. The next question, number 7. There's 13 questions in all. Number 7, what perfume would you never wear to dinner? What perfume would you never wear to dinner? Could be dinner just at home. Could be going out for dinner. Doesn't matter, just dinner. What perfume would you never wear to dinner? For me, that perfume is Agent Provocateur Le Parfum. Bam. That's a grenade in your face right there. This is a very strong scent, and it makes me quite not sick or not headache inducing, but it puts me off of wanting to eat anything. It puts me off of the fragrances of food, which of course then affects the flavor. So this particular scent is just too deep, too spicy to be a dinner, like wear out to dinner, or even just be wearing before I go eat dinner. Le Cartier Le Bis du Dragon is exactly the same, only this one was closer at hand. So that's the one. Number 8. What perfume would you pay any amount of money for if it disappeared today? And for me, that is, where is it? Of course, would be Angel. If Angel was discontinued and every bottle vanished off the face of this earth, and there was one person left with a bottle or something like that, I mean, I do just about anything to get my hands on it. I don't think there's really anything I wouldn't do, actually. Any amount of money, any amount of anything. I'm just comparing that with the Angel Muse that I sprayed earlier. Yeah, I can smell a vetiver in Angel Muse. It smells a little drier and greener, but not, you know what vetiver smells like, I hope. Sorry. Yeah, so if Angel, the original Angel Eau de Parfum, disappeared off of the face of the earth, I would pay any amount of money to get my hands on a bottle. Yeah. Okay. On to the next question. Number 9. Do you associate any songs with any specific scents? I do. Yeah. I do. I don't have the fragrance, so I can't show you, but I'll put a picture. So anyway, Coco Mademoiselle by Chanel was my clubbing fragrance when I was 18, 19, and 20. And when I would go clubbing, very often my friend's aunt would come with us, and she wasn't much older than us, maybe 10 years older than us, and she's just was a blast to go out with. She was funny, she was extremely outgoing, she would get drunk and dance on tables and have so much fun. She was so uninhibited that it just made every night great. If you knew that her aunt was coming, you were like psyched. And she also loved to do karaoke, and she would also request like from the bands or whatever, the DJs, whatever, Pat Benatar's Hit Me With Your Best Shot. And I remember us just singing at the top of our lungs, like, hit me with your best shot. And like, we had some pretty pretty interesting choice of lyrics that we would substitute for them, but I won't repeat them. And that Coco Mademoiselle is forever associated for me for those days, those parts of my life. That's why I don't wear it now. I love the fragrance, but to me it is associated with that time in my life. And that song is also associated with that time in my life. And ipso facto, the song and the scent are very closely associated to each other. And very unfortunately, this particular friend, this woman, she passed away some time back. And so it's like a bittersweet association. I'm gonna cry, like that's so ridiculous. So absolutely, that's my song and fragrance association that comes to mind immediately. So the next question for this tag, number 10, what's the best perfume you've ever been gifted? And I'm not, specifying who, when, where, or why, just what is the best perfume you have ever been gifted. For me, it is from Growlon, and it is Growlon's Le Plus Beau Jour de ma Vie. Look at that. This I've had, again, for quite some time, and I've never taken it out of the package. I've never opened it. I've never used the atomizer, because unfortunately it only comes with the bulb atomizer. And the Angelique Noir bulb atomizer, if you see there, it oxidized and it actually let in some bacteria on the funnel, the pipe, the straw, what do you call it? The interior part here, and the oxidation of the actual straw left these marks that I don't know if I can clean off or not, but there's still gunk in the bottle. So one of the many reasons that it's not in use anymore. I didn't want that to happen with Le Plus Beau. I didn't want that to happen with Le Plus Beau Jour de ma Vie, and so I did not put it together that way. Le Plus Beau Jour Le Plus Beau Jour de ma Vie is the eau de parfum version of the extrait Le Marie, or whatever that really fancy white one with like the flowers is. That's the perfume extrait. This is the eau de parfum. I do have a sample of the perfume extrait version of this scent. Why do I keep closing it when I'm still talking about it? I do have a sample of the perfume extrait of this scent, and that's what I wear when I get a real hankering to wear this fragrance. But as you can see, this has turned a dark amber color. That's the vanilla in this fragrance turning into a really rich amber color. I have never opened it. I'm not going to open it right now and expose it to air, but I will read you the fragrance notes. Okay, so the fragrance notes for Le Plus Beau Jour de ma Vie are angelica, citrus, and pink pepper. Middle notes of candied almond, rose, and orange blossom, and base notes are incense, patchouli, white musk, and vanilla. It's just a deeply rich, sexy, sweet, slightly I want to say, I wouldn't call it a gourmand, but it is slightly gourmand. It has an almond note, it has a vanilla note, and slightly herbaceous with that angelica note. Orange blossom, beautiful. It's just a very rich, beautiful, fragrant scent that would definitely be a wedding scent for me. It was a gift. Oh my God, that was the point. That was the whole point. Did I tell you about how I was gifted this? So I was gifted this after visiting the Growlon boutique again, and they had brought out Le Plus Beau Jeu de ma vie. Which year is this? In 2015. And so we were sniffing the beautiful new Mouget version for that year. One of my favorites, the bottle wise. And we were sniffing the Marie one, the freaking $1,000 expensive one. And then she was telling us about this one, the Le Plus Beau Jeu de ma vie, which they'd just gotten back in stock because nobody could afford the expensive one, and so the extrait, so they buy the eau de parfum instead. And I thought it was just so cute with those little interlocking G's on them, and I loved the fragrance. Didn't buy then, but then was later gifted for a birthday or anniversary or Mother's Day or something like that. So again, a lot of my major splurges they end up with me just at a perfume store, just at Growlon. So that is the best fragrance gift I've ever received. Number 11. What trendy, quote, air quote, trendy perfume do you still wear? So I went with my Charlie Red Eau Fresh. I freaking love this. It is such a 90s scent. It's a huge floral. It's just bold and in your face. Tuberose and orange blossom. Super, super bright, and it's not watered down with any like vanilla or benzoin, tonka, none of that stuff. This is all about bold, fresh florals, and that's what this is. I mean, it's Eau Fresh. It's the Charlie Red Eau Fresh, so it's light, it's just floral. It's rich, it's tuberose and orange blossom. I said that already, but that's like, it's just there. They're in your face. It's a super 90s vibe. It's a whole thing. And this scent, I think, not the necessarily Eau Fresh version, but Charlie Red was a super trendy fragrance when I was in my teens. All the Charlies were, you picked your favorite, you picked your poison. And this particular fragrance has always been my favorite of the line, Charlie Red. And I'm not ashamed to admit that once I got this back in my life, I started using it like I had never stopped. So the trendy fragrance that I still wear is Charlie Red. Next question. Should I give you the notes? Yeah, let me give you the notes for Charlie. The notes for Charlie Red. The notes for Charlie Red are orange blossom, gardenia, plum, black currant, violet, and peach at the top. The middle notes are carnation, tuberose, orchid, jasmine, ylang ylang, lily of the valley, and rose. And the base notes are honey, sandalwood, amber, musk, and cedar. Musk was huge in the 90s. Yeah. So it's just like a beautiful heady floral, and it's such a 90s vibe. Really, really is. Anyway, moving on. We're almost done, you guys. Thank you for being patient with me. Number 12. It's a question. Reformations. Reformulations. Yes or no? Actually, what I have written are forgivable or the work of the devil. People have really strong opinions about reformulations, but I'm of the mind that most fragrances are fine even with a reformulation. Well, I think that a lot of people like old formulas because that's what they know. It's purely a nostalgic thing. Like, they like old formula because they remember it a certain way. They think it was longer lasting, or they think it smelled a certain way. But unless they have two bottles to physically compare to each other, and some people do, and in that case, I'm not discrediting those people at all, but just for a lot of like couch kind of commentators who complain about reformulations, they only have, their memory, and it may not even been a full bottle. It maybe was a sample they tried once. So I think I don't own a perfume that I have tried the reformulation of that I didn't like. Even if it isn't exactly the same as the old version, it's still a version, right? It's still on the market. It's not discontinued. Would you rather have something be discontinued because it couldn't be reformulated to meet a certain standard, or would you rather have a slightly separate or dissimilar version of a fragrance that you love, still available to you at a good price, but maybe it's just they changed a botanical note to a chemical one, or they had to use a different fixative or something like that. I don't think that reformulations are the devil's work. I think that they're a necessary part of any type of marketplace, any type of product, and especially when it's a consumable product like fragrance. So yeah, that's my opinion on reformulations. I haven't got any that I would complain about. Maybe there will be one someday, and then I'll be like, rah, reformulations, but not right now. And the final question, I was gonna say it's my favorite question, but I don't think it is my favorite question. My final question for you guys, number 13. If you had to pick a perfume that you would love more, if something about it were changed, what would be the perfume, and what would need to change for you to love it more? That was a tongue twister. For me, it's Prada Candy Floral. I've had this for a while. I'm slowly making a dent in it, very slowly but surely. I don't think it's gonna last forever, not like my D&G, but I do wish they had done something differently with this that would have made it a little bit nicer. This Candy Floral, the floral note is peony in this fragrance, and I really dislike peony. Actually, I really don't like peony at all, and it's one of those things. It's like, why did I buy it? Why did I think that I was going to want to wear it a lot? I actually do like the scent. I like the scent and the composition of it. I'm going to give you the full note breakdown for Candy Floral. It is an accord of limoncello sorbet, and then peony at the heart, and the benzoin, musk, caramel, and honey at the base. I love everything about it except for the peony. I wish that the peony was a different flower. Peony. I'm starting to get very close to saying an unattractive word. I wish that the peony were a different flower. I don't think rose maybe would be the best choice, but rose is the first substitute I can think of. I think maybe it would be better with something like Lily of the Valley, or even violet or iris, but I don't, iris doesn't really scream a floral to me, neither does violet. Lily of the Valley, I think, would probably be my number one choice to replace the peony. Yeah, I think I would say to replace it with Lily of the Valley instead of peony. Freesia is another one that often can be like swapped with peony pretty easily, but I don't like freesia either, so That wouldn't help. Rose or Lily of the Valley, I would say, would make me like this fragrance better. But it is what it is. I have the bottle. I sold off my other one, thank God. And I have this one. I'm committed to finishing it. Committed to it. Anyway, you guys, that was my Perfumes Against Humanity tag. I hope that if you're interested, if you watched this video and you enjoyed it, that you are interested in doing the tag. If anybody sees this and they're interested, or hears or watches or anything and they're interested, please, I'm tagging everybody. Really fun, like making myself think outside the box and look in my collection for answering things. So I hope that you enjoyed. I hope that if you want to see more content from me, you'll hit the wiggly bell and give this video a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below if you don't have a channel or you don't, feel like answering these in a video. If just one of the questions called out to you, just let me know any of those things down in the comments box. I'm going to put all of the questions in the description so that you can just copy and paste them if you'd like. And thank you so much for joining me today. I hope to see you again next time here at Perfume Vegas, where we smell very strongly of white florals today. Bye, guys.